Welcome to the Lady Vibe podcast.
Your podcast for better well being.
This is your co host, Dr. Ning.
And this is your co host, Rachel.
Welcome to another episode of our podcast. In last week's episode, we discussed about some findings from our annual this year, um, talked about the health impacts of vitamin D deficiency on our bodies and how to remedy that. In today's episode, we want to discuss a little bit more about lipid patterns. Rachel,
Lipid patterns. Oh boy. No, to your point, she and I both were low in vitamin D. We haven't been outside enough, but today I did walk 4 miles this morning. A little proud of that.
yay! Good for you. I
Yeah.
still need to get out, but good that I'm on the West Coast, so I still have a little time.
West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. Oh man. Yeah, let's talk about lipid panels though. What have you learned and what do you think we need to know?
Yeah, it's so interesting. This is my first time to have my lipid pattern checked out. Before I did regular lipid test, they will tell you your total cholesterol, triglycerides, and your LDL-C, HDL-C levels. Um, but I've never had like more detailed lipid pattern done because I did not know about it. Right, it was we were when I was working on cardiovascular disease epidemiology, like total cholesterol, LDL-C, these are the most important things that were studied. With new evidence coming out, indicating that it not just the amount matters, the size and the density of those lipid particles, lipoprotein particles matter too. So I requested that test. And now I have mixed feelings about it because I'm glad I did. I find out that I'm actually at risk of having heart disease. I have the bad pattern, but on the other hand, I'd rather that I don't know or not.
Wait. I we gotta know what was it that prompted you to go deeper on understanding the lipid pattern? I've never heard of this.
Right. So, those general values of LDL-C, HDL-C, of my total cholesterol and triglycerides, those were all normal, but
Oh.
it's not very low. It's kind of gearing towards above the median um, values. So I was curious just to see because I have another friend who had her pattern checked out, and it was a bad pattern for her.
Mm.
So I wanted to know mine too. So my doctor was nice and ordered that, and I got the results when I was in China.
Oh wow.
Uh, it was shocking. Like I was in shocking mode for like an hour to like. So what did I do wrong? I feel like all the lipid protein like particles are getting into my blood vessel, like causing plagues. Like so basically. The LDL, the low density lipoprotein
Hmm.
cholesterol. So that's the bad cholesterol, right? You want
Yep.
it to be as low as possible.
Hmm.
So my level is still within the normal range. But when we look at the patterns, like I got the pattern B, which is for people who have more like smaller particles and higher density particles
Okay.
in the blood. They're smaller and heavier, so they're more likely to get into under the underlying linings of your blood vessels to form the plaque for atherosclerosis, and that cause increase your risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. And then the good pattern is the A pattern A. So that has like pattern has like relatively bigger particles and more buoyant, like floaty. So that's a good pattern. And there are some people have something in between, like they have both. Um, so this has been proven to be associated with cardiovascular risk. And then there are some other measures related to these. For me, like it was all red, all bad. so
Mhm.
so I was in shocking mode for a little bit. Then I figured, something has to change, dramatically
Mhm.
change for
Mhm.
my um, diet and exercise because I don't want to be on medications yet.
Right.
I have not seen my doctor since, um, but I did some research myself, and I'm on a pretty restricted diet. So I cut off, those things that is has more saturated fat.
So what are we
Um,
talking about? What are we cutting?
Cutting all saturated fat pretty much, right? I cannot completely cut it out, but like natural food, like I still need to eat red meat, right? Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I'm buying like a higher, like lower fat content. Like for beef, I'm getting like 95%
Mhm. Mhm.
lean, and I'm eating more like ground turkey, chicken, and fish, like less red meat. I'm cutting out any snack that has more saturated fat, or just even just 1 gram or more. Try to be like free of that, and then adding more like food with unsaturated fat. Like salmon, like fish and nuts,
Mhm.
and eat a lot of vegetables, and legumes, as we discussed before, right? Other colorful diet. Um, and then, I would, and then also like if you eat too much of food with added sugar, like that
Okay.
can mess up your lipid pattern too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then another big risk factor of this pattern is, like kind of a bigger circumference of, of your waistline. So like my overall BMI is normal, um, but like my middle part is have a if you're overweight or obese, especially if you have a big belly, and bigger waistline. So that's a big risk factor for having bad LDLC patterns. Um, so that's what I'm trying to address in the interim. So wish me luck. Wish me
Good luck.
luck.
No, I think that's good. In terms of other people trying to focus on cutting, cutting back and, reducing their amount of, bad cholesterol, just love to hear other foods that are high in that, LDL, right? Or that high fat content. I mean, obviously, it sounds like processed foods. Sounds like fatty meat. It sounds like some of those T-bone steaks aren't good. Is there anything else that immediately stands out that's like just don't eat that?
Yeah, don't eat anything, like margarine, like those
Mm,
hydrogenated, um, like contains hydrogenated fat, food, like, a lot of the crackers, and like and any like solidified like vegetable oils, anything contain those stuff, bakeries, like a lot of those food have like hydrogenated fat, which is really bad for you. And a lot of food like they claim to have like zero trans fat, um, but like they may still contain some of the hydrogenated fat. So definitely cut all the bad fat contents. Anything contain those. So when you read the labels, definitely check that out. And then also some medications can affect your lipid pattern too. Um, but for people who have disease, like you cannot avoid some of those medications like steroids, immunosuppressants, or diuretics, and progestin. Progestin can increase your LDLC too. Um, so, and the behavioral factors that I don't have, like smoking, alcohol drinking, these can affect your like LDLC as well.
Okay. So if I want to go get a better sense of my lipid pattern, you recommend I go to primary care and advocate for myself by asking for this test. And then when you asked for the test, did you go to like LabCorp? Did you go to like one of the big lab facilities, or did you do it at your physician's office?
I had mine done at Quest.
Okay.
And
Yep.
my doctor did say that they have a better assay.
Okay.
Each lab developed their own assays. So,
Mhm.
yeah, and they did get my results. It takes 2 3 weeks to get the results because it's a whole set of new tests.
Oh,
So,
great.
but primary care doctor can order that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, everybody, like you heard from the doctor herself. You better go get tested. Know your lipid pattern. Know your lipid pattern.
Yeah,
We want
not
to,
just the total number.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that information with us. And Lady Vibe Nation, we're curious, let us know, have you had your lipid pattern checked? And if not, have you at least looked into your LDL? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day and stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Happy Lady Vibe Day.
Bye.
Bye.